Welcome back, Kitchen Sink family members. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? How are we? We are good. We are good. If you've been here before, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming back. And if it's your first time to come our way, you are most welcome. Allow me to just say thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. Like I always say, we are growing steadily, but we are growing and we are grateful. If you have subjects that you want us to talk about, issues you want us to discuss, please feel free to inbox me. You could even put it down on the comment section so that at least we continue talking. I'm enjoying these times. I'm enjoying having these conversations with you. Last time we were talking about, the elderly, and we just want to wrap it up, this particular series, with yet another condition that affects the elderly. It is called sarcopenia. Sarcopenia, as in, muscle. It's a condition characterized by loss of muscle mass, strength, and function in older adults. I like to demonstrate this one, and I've seen it. That's why I decided for us to talk about it. When you see people like this, their lower lip is droop, and you think, what's wrong with that person? And they're so like out of their mind, minding their own business, and their lower lip is drooping. People don't do that intentionally. It's subconscious, but it's as a result of that loss of muscle strength. And so I just want us to talk about it because there's things that you and I can do to ensure that we exercise and retain muscle strength and our functioning. But before we go any further, I would like to read a scripture as usual, Isaiah 46 verse 4, which says, "And even to your old age I am he, and even to gray hairs I will carry you. I have made you, I will bear you. Even I will carry and will deliver you." And in Shona, Isaiah 46 ndima yechina, kusvikira mukukwegura ndini iye, ndichakutakurai kusvikira vhudzi renyu rachena. Ini ndakakuitai, ndichakutakurai zvirokwazvo, ndichakusimudzai nokukurwirai. I'm always amazed, with the knowledge that even scripture, religion, acknowledges that, we grow older in life. And when we do, there are things that we really have to pay attention. Like I said, we are discussing, loss of muscle mass, muscle strength, and sometimes muscle function in adults. This is usually typified by a general weakness, fatigue, loss of energy, balance problems, and trouble walking and standing. I can tell you that some of these things, I myself personally, I've already started experiencing them. And only when I acknowledged that I think I'm having a bit of a problem here, did I embark on a journey to reverse what I can and to improve those areas that may not necessarily be totally reversed. But the good thing is I've experienced that it's possible to harness some of it and improve, on ourselves if we do what we will be discussing just now. So how do you know that you are experiencing this? There is loss of stamina. And stamina is the ability to sustain prolonged physical or mental effort. So you don't need anyone to tell you. You know how much you could exert your body physically and how much duration you could sustain, those physical exertions. And you know where you are today, whether you're able to do the same, or has it reduced, or has it increased. That's how you would measure stamina for yourself. And sometimes you have difficulty performing daily activities. I would give an example, say for a woman. When you're younger, you do your housework on your own. You're able to after you've done your housework, you run around with the kids, prepare them for school, you cook for them, you pack their bags, you drive them to school. From there, you go to the office, you put in a full day's work, You come out around lunchtime, pick up the younger ones, drop them off at home, make sure they've just had their lunch. Sometimes you have to dash back to the office. You come back in the evening, you're doing homework, you're cooking, you're putting them to sleep, you're carrying on with life like you're a machine. Once upon a time, you could have been able to do that. But as you age, slowly but surely, you realize that there were some activities are more difficult for you to do. Yes, you may be still able to cook and to make sure that the house is in order, but you may realize you need a bit of extra hands. You need all hands on deck in the family. You need everybody participating with helping you with the household chores. You no longer aspire to be a superwoman. You want help. When help is offered, you're quite open to receive assistance. And then sometimes for other people, if you used to walk, your agility was, you were on point all the time. You realize, yes, you're agile, but maybe at a slower pace than you would have done in the longest of time. So it just marks that there's something that is happening. You're no longer walking as fast as you used to. And you yourself, you can identify that. And then if you have to climb stairs, there are times where you go climbing upstairs and even coming downstairs. But with time you find, yes, you can climb stairs, but you have to do so maybe at a slower pace and with care. And then when that begins to happen, usually it's followed by tendencies of poor balance, body balance. You tend to fall, if you are not sure your gait is sort of not as strong as it used to be, so you lose balance, you fall down, you trip, and which must not happen in old age, because your recovery pace is also reduced. And then you can actually see loss in muscle size, and it's not even difficult to see. Even if you look at your own fingers, you begin to see creases in your fingers. And I don't want to talk about wrinkles in the face, but there too you can begin to see that. I'm always amazed at our sisters who do what do they call it when they stretch the muscles to take care of the wrinkles in the face. I don't know what they do for their fingers, because even if you do that for the face, the fingers will sell you out. But hey, if you have to do what you have to do, go ahead and do it. And I demonstrated the drooping lower lip earlier on. All those are things that everyday person, you can see that this is what is happening to me, this is what is happening with me. So is it a condition that can be treated? No, it's not a condition as in, like, say, high blood pressure or diabetes or arthritis, or no, it's not a condition like that. It's just a stage, a process. As you grow older, it happens. It's a physiological development that comes upon us as we grow older. Just like we were talking of what were we talking about the last time? What did we call it? Hey, I'm forgetting that English word that I had to learn for the video. But all these conditions, basically what I'm saying is, it's physiological conditions. They happen with us as we are growing older. And there are ways in which we can always guard and or manage such conditions. And in sarcopenia, physical exercise, and chief of those physical exercises that we can do to ensure that we retain our muscle strength, the tensile strength in our muscles, is if you're able to do resistance exercises. That is the first and foremost that is encouraged. When people who are pulling pulleys and weights, and that is encouraged. That will help you, sit-ups and things like that. But our old age walking is also encouraged. You can walk. Make sure that you walk at least 3-4 times a week, 30 minutes to an hour, and you can choose to walk where you go uphill, downhill, so that you really exercise all the body muscles. And when you're walking, you can even enhance, walk using your hands, using your feet. Make sure that the whole body is in motion. It's very, very important for your muscles and for your heart muscles as well. So physical exercise, very important. Followed, if you exercise physically, you also have to have spiritual exercise. Make sure that you continue to have your daily devotions and you participate in the life of a church if you belong to a church. Make sure that you don't lose your spirituality because you're old. You're lonely, you're alone. And if you have to belong to a carpooling group with others so that you don't miss out on fellowships with other people, very, very important. And also, those, not just on a Sunday, but midweek, you meet, you have tea, you share, from scripture, you do a Bible study with other people, you have a prayer session with other people. Very, very important, so that you continue to exercise your spiritual muscle. As much as you exercise the physical muscles, you also must exercise the spiritual muscles. And also you have to exercise the mind, your mental exercise. And this you have to engage in, because you can be out of touch, with reality. I mean, you don't lose your mind, but you can be out of touch, because if you stop reading, if you stop applying your mind, because I'm old now, then you lose touch, So very important, continue to read books. And you can also take, relevant courses, online courses these days, or even to go to participate in some kind of a course that you can afford and for which you have the strength and the stamina for. Very, very important. These days, honestly, internet is available to us. You can learn new skills. You can learn new things. I started doing YouTube at the age of 58, so you can start new things. I'm intending to start other things in my life, even in this old age. Don't overdo them though, because it can really exhaust you. But what is important is, don't allow yourself to be so dormant that you lose your mind in the process. Very, very important. So how do we help? How else can we help ourselves if we are beginning to experience this sarcopenia? The food that we eat is also of importance. Our food must be full of fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, loads and loads of fresh fruit, loads and loads of fresh vegetables, protein, but recommended from legumes, our beans, our nuts, and if we can eat fish and healthy meats, eggs, and things like that. That is to be recommended. I know one of the things that I started noticing, I think around the age of 55 thereabouts, was that if I eat late, then I struggle with food, what do you call it, indigestion, during the night, and it disturbs my sleep if I eat too late, particularly if that whatever I've eaten included lots of meat. We digest meat slower, than other forms of foods. So you have to make sure that if you have to eat meat, make sure that you eat it earlier on in the day, and make sure that you would have digested it before you go to bed. But other meats are better recommended than others as usual. So that's what we can do and that we are able to do. So what are we talking about here? Because I wanted to conclude this small series on the elderly with, there are things that we can always do in life, and there are things that are recommended for us. Like today, we are walking away with, one has to do physical exercise. Guys, we cannot overemphasize. You have to keep being mobile. Do something. Engage yourself in doing something physical. It is good for you. Engage in yourself spiritually. Plug in to a family life. Plug in to a Bible study group. Plug into a prayer group. Tea fellowships. Plug in. Just make yourself useful that way, and it will help you mentally. Read, engage in conversations with other people, and learn new things, while you are at it, so that you become refreshed as you live life day by day. And don't lie to yourself. When these things begin to show, have a good relationship with yourself. And when you begin to notice some of these things, it is time you begin to take care of them yourself. Don't wait, don't argue with your body. We have a tendency to do that. Your body will be telling you one thing, and you're arguing that I'm still strong as I've always been. You can be as strong as you've always been, but take cognizance of the fact that things are changing and apply yourself to some kind of process so that then you'll be able to be fit and to enjoy life as you desire for it to be. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for sharing these videos. Please circulate them even to the younger people. All these things, they begin to happen to us in the fourth decade of life. Around the age of 40, these things are beginning to happen. So our middle-aged, you are not spared. So please circulate to everyone. Circulate as much as we can. Comment. Continue to subscribe. It's free. When you subscribe, it's free. You don't pay to subscribe. Like and share. Let us share them. Share. And click on that bell sign. Click it on so that as soon as we upload our videos, you get to be notified. Thank you. See you. Thank you.